Now watch this, Max. So, Maximilian, what do you think?
I don't know, kind of corny.
Corny? It was magic. The magic of Jonas Carey, the greatest actor of his day. Weren't you frightened when he got hold of the woman like this? And you... Oh!
And doubled over? I don't remember that part. What's wrong?
Oh, it's just one of the nice things about aging, Max. All my life I used to think, if only I could get sudden stabbing back pain more often, how wonderful that would be.
You're kidding.
Yes, Max, I am. Let's go home now, it's late. Oh.
Would your back by any chance feel better if we stopped for an ice cream on the way home?
Birds eat for breakfast again, huh?
It's muesli.
It sounds like something that keeps you home from school. You got a sports section?
I thought you said you didn't like European sports.
Hey, you have got some great stuff over here. Lawn bowling, women's tennis. I'm addicted.
Good morning, Uncle Gustav. Want some muesli?
No, thank you, Sophie. It tastes like birdseed. I might have that schnitzel in the fridge a little later. Anything in the paper?
Lucard Industries is buying up another building.
Which building is that?
The Universal Cafe.
Really? Yeah, Max and I were there just last night. It's extraordinary. He's paid over 20 million marks for the property. It's twice the market value, I'm certain. Oh, well, it's always worthwhile annoying Lucard. I'll go see my friends in City Hall and have the property declared an historic monument. That'll stop him, at least for the moment. Now, if you two don't have any plans... Oh.
Gee, I have all this, gardening to do.
We have a garden?
Chris.
You can get into my files and check that building.
Love to. No, I don't get it. The theater isn't near anything. You can't rebuild it. There's no point in tearing it down. Why would Lucard want it?
I have an idea.
There's trouble.
You guys aren't gonna find out anything by just sitting here. I'll be back.
I don't know what's worse. If he comes back or if he doesn't.
My people will take care of the details. And speaking of details, Mr. Mayor, about the theater zoning, I've heard that Gustav Helsing is kicking up a fuss about the demolition. It's taken care of already. I knew I could count on you, Mr. Mayor. My sincere thanks. Democracy. The worst political system in the world. Except for all the others.
Fellow observing, love.
Well, this is certainly a hive of activity.
We tried, Uncle Gustav. We couldn't find anything.
I have been in Europe too long. I'm actually getting into this women's tennis.
Well, I had a terrible day. Lucard seems to have added City Hall to his holdings. They laughed at me when I tried to get the theater declared a landmark. Laughed at me, the man who preserved King Adalbert's grave. You'd think that would mean something.
Yeah.
I think you were right, Sophie. There is nothing strange in the records about that theater. It must have some private meaning to Lucard, That's why he'll pay anything to get it. Well, I'm going over there to search it myself.
Is that safe?
There's an hour of daylight left. I'm taking every precaution in case I'm delayed. Something's afoot. Stay right in this house, will you?
Yes.
I'm not leaving. Monica's winning in straight sets.
Fowler just missed with that lob.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Max Townsend, fearless vampire hunter, does it again.
Wait till the set's over, okay?
I figured out how to solve the mystery of the theater. Look. I figured that the clue might be so small, see, that it'd take us forever to figure it out on our own. But tons of other people might know it already. So I placed this ad.
15-15, Fowler to serve.
Would anyone who knows anything about the sale and demolition of the Cine Cursal Cafe please come to the Helsing house this evening? Ask for Max.
Monica.
He's the really cool guy.
Don't worry about it. It was a pretty good idea. It won't work, but...
Are you insane?
What's wrong with you?
Max, a quick quiz. How can a vampire get into your house even when you have the crosses to keep him out?
When you invite him. What's with you, Sophie?
When you invite him, right? Max, who bought the theater?
Lucard.
Are you saying that Max invited Lucard into our house?
Yes.
Stakes and crosses and holy water.
And everything else you can think of.
Won't work.
And the sun's going down right now. Where's Uncle Gustav?
Jonas Carey, star of the silver screen, idol to millions, he of the grand entrance, at your service.
Guys, I swear, I promise this is the very last stupid thing I'll ever do.
Tim. What are you doing?
I'll buy us some time. You guys run back. I'm gonna hold him up. I'm gonna sing to this and I'm gonna face the music. He's gonna come up here, hold this crossed up, open the door. I'm gonna say, ah! Mom! What a pleasant surprise.
Mrs. Townsend.
Oh, my God. Jonas Carey.
You know me?
Know you? I've seen the vampire's tomb 27 times.
Really? Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful to be remembered! To know that one is not among those other shades, huddled on the distant shores of memory. Wait a minute. This is the 1990s, isn't it? Thank God. Thought I'd overslept.
Overslept? But you've been dead for over 60 years.
Dead? Of course I've been dead.
Mom, it's great to see ya.
We really weren't expecting you.
Well, I had to go mind my own business, so I thought I'd surprise you.
Yeah, you did that.
So sit down.
So,
So, we'll be right back, right?
Right back. We gotta get her out of here.
Well, let's just tell her the truth. She'd never believe it. She's gonna believe it when Dracula comes sailing through that front door.
Which could be any minute.
Which is why we have to get out of here.
What are you three plotting out there?
Nothing.
Sip.
Plotting?
What finer a way to make a comeback than the man who thrilled the world in The Phantom of Venus? It's a personal favorite of mine, 1926.
27.
7. Returns to the land of the living as a full-fledged vampire himself. Oh, the press will go wild. And I will once again reign as the king of horror. I and my most particular thirst, which I seem to have acquired.
Stop being so silly. You don't have to try and entertain me. I came here just to be with you. So, where's Gustav?
Gustav?
He's at the, movies.
Movies, right.
Look upon the face of fear, the insatiable need of the undead to tap the living essence from their helpless prey. The pure horror of it all is magnificently conveyed by Jonas Carey in this artistic triumph. New York Times, 1926.
Well, they were right.
And now, life imitates art. Damnation. It's no good. Can't do it.
You can't?
It's something I always tried to conceal. It would have ruined me if it got out. It's gonna ruin me now. Me, the big vampire master of horror.
You're unsuited for the life?
Completely. I despise violence. Can't stand the sight of blood.
But you're a real vampire now.
Don't you think I've noticed? I'm tortured by the irony. You've no idea. The thirst for blood is overpowering. The need, never ending. But I just can't bring myself to do it.
And you know what Milan is like. Guys, there's somebody at the door.
I didn't hear anyone knocking.
Well, I certainly did. I wonder who it could be.
I don't.
Hello. Do you like to buy a raffle ticket? It's so I can go to summer camp, and you can win a trip to Milan, okay?
So now you know the awful truth. The greatest horror star of his time is a failure as a real monster.
Well, that takes nothing away from what you did on the screen. Now that was art.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Did you really see the vampire's tomb 27 times?
Oh, yes. It was your finest hour.
And my last hurrah. You see, I had a fight with the studio bosses, huge fight. So when sound came in, they started making excuses. They said I'd never make it, that I had no voice. Wasn't true. But I knew they'd ruin me. I'd be a has-been forgotten.
Forgotten? Never. You will be remembered as long as movies are watched. You will always be the master of horror.
But I didn't know that then. One night, I met a vampire. A real vampire. He said that he could make me truly supernatural. One of the undead. Now, I was always known for my makeup and my many faces. But I would become capable of transformations that could never be matched. I would be the greatest star of all. But he didn't tell me the one awful truth of his deception.
Vampires cannot be photographed.
You know. I didn't know.
If you guys don't feel like talking, then I suggest we all just go upstairs to bed.
No, that would be even worse.
What?
Let's talk.
Yeah, I sure could use an old-fashioned chinwag.
So I swore revenge on the vampire that condemned me to this life. But he was too powerful for me then. So I retreated to this theater because I felt at home here. But he cursed the place, sealing me below for 60 years. But now I am back. My power has grown with the passing decades, and I am ready to avenge myself.
That's why Lucard bought this theater. It was he who sealed you in here. Now, with the curse worn off, he wants to destroy it, to rob you of your power base, your resting place.
Helsing, your powers of deduction never cease to impress me ever so slightly.
You!
Ah, the old ham. Have a nice nap.
Very nice, thank you. Fueled by sweet dreams of vengeance.
It would have been so much easier to bulldoze this place. I hadn't counted on Helsing rousing you a little early. You do get in the way.
Come. Dracula, we will settle this once and for all.
Spare me the melodramatic proclamations. Let's just have done with it.
Jonas, how you've changed.
Thank you. That was most kind.
He is a monster.
Yes, of a nature I thought only existed in the imagination. How wrong I was. I was meant to be a gentler monster. Creature to dream of, perhaps, but never to meet. I longed to live forever, but I had no idea it came with such an irrepressible thirst. I'll settle for immortality on the screen, I think.
No!
Hi.
Ah,
How's your back?
much better. Took me forever to hobble home last night.
Sorry we couldn't help, but Mom.
I talked to her this morning before she left for work.
Yeah, well, we're just lucky Lucard didn't take Max up on his open invitation.
Why didn't he?
When he saw the ad, he knew somebody was interested in his plan for the theater. He didn't want to take a chance of anyone helping Jonas Carey get his vengeance.
Still, it's not like Lucard to miss a chance to invade our home, even afterwards.
So he blew it.
Or he has something much worse in mind.
Worse? What could be worse?
Well, if the main points are settled, let me offer you lunch. We can discuss the details in a more civilized atmosphere.
That sounds lovely. You know, I'd always heard you were a hard bargainer, and yet you couldn't have made this deal any easier for me.
Believe me, Eileen, this is a deal I want to do. There's something in it for both of us.